Hello, ladies and gentlemen. When I posted this car on Reddit, someone asked the rather challenging question, how'd you do it? It's a good question. How do I do anything, right? Because it just like the short answer is I used a mod for the roof, right? And like just place stuff there. That's the easy answer. But I think maybe I should go into detail also because there's a specific technique that I don't know if I talked about it. Like when using roof mods, the easiest way to clear the roof is like paint the windows invisible. I mean, okay, that's what I did anyways. Paint the roof invisible and paint the trim invisible, but I did not do that. Instead, what I did was I cut that out with the cutout mod, right? Where's the cutout mod? This here, this. I use this to just cut it out manually, and then proceeded to do my own thing for very specific reasons. Well, for one reason really, because I wanted to make plenty of variations of this car. Like I always do variations, right? And one thing that's really, really annoying is going through the interior and clicking on every part, just clicking on this, painting this, painting this. It takes ages, right? So the secondary color, I'm always happy if there's a secondary color that I can then use to make my two-tone car, right? But that's what I did anyways. If there was a secondary color that I can use, I would do that. But in this case, I also made sure for the trim to be painted because I'll get to that in a second. Well, no, not really. You know, it's just great that even though there's a different roof, I can just have you know, specific things, different things be attributed to this. You know, another important thing: gray-ish. Never make white, because white looks like this, like a reflection. Like it's not good. It's no good. It just doesn't. You don't have these little, you know, this the light doesn't know what to do if it's not a little bit grayish. It just looks better, right? And now if I want to have a different interior, all I need to do is let's make it brown, right? And let's make this pink, because why not, right? Now you have a pink floor, pink details, etc., etc. And yeah, I was planning like for the sport version to have all the buttons and the steering wheel then to become black, you know, but I just didn't. It doesn't matter. The roof itself is pretty much straightforward. It's a 3D fixture, right? And I think I explained everything in the in the tutorial. Just check out the tutorial for the Chevy Nova, right? Like this is the interior. It's plastic, so that I explained it all in the Chevy Nova tutorial, if I recall correctly. It gets interesting with the station wagon, because there was the problem that there is no station wagon variation of that particular roof, which I thought looks really good on that car. So I had to improvise a little bit. And by that I mean I used the station wagon roof mod from this mod, you know. But oh no, the windshield doesn't work. Well, okay, I have to make a different windshield. And oh, why do the doors look different? That doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't. So I kept the roof there for the time being, you know. Placed the placed the station wagon roof and just adapted the size of it so that it would fit the car. The side windows, you know. Then I deleted the roof, and because the trim pieces on the door, you know, since they are a part of that mod, like it's one continuous piece, I had to do it myself with a picture, you know, just placing whatever would fit that shape and just recreate the yeah, and that also extends to the interior, of course. Which meant I had to like yeah, I had to recreate that entirely. I don't know what to explain there. What else to explain there? Like yeah, you can see how I just made it out of pieces. I just had to do it myself. So you know, that's what I mean with how do I answer that question. I think where people struggle the most is that when they use mods like this, they see how people do it well, and then they do it themselves, but just apply the mod, but they don't linger around long enough to make it look good, you know. Like the trim, you have to make additional trim. You have to somehow tie it together. If you just place the mod, of course it's going to look like shit. What you're going to have to do is make it work, because it doesn't work. It never works. None of the pieces in this game, nothing works. You have to make it work. Like this is not supposed to be used for this. This is supposed to be for, you know, you have to like do things wrong. Like with a coupe, I did the coupe wrong, which is why it's so great. It's what did I do? I didn't have a coupe variation of that particular mod. I couldn't delete specific pieces to make the 4-door into a 2-door, you know, so I had to use a different roof, and thus I just used the Camaro roof. And you might wonder, but how did you make that doesn't make sense. It doesn't have like a side window here and a side window here. Well, I made it work, right? So I just made my own pillar, you know. I'm just gonna move the roof up so you can see better. I feel like I'm being condescending, but it's really, I'm just desperately trying to answer the question: how did you do it? You know. Yeah, there you can see it. It's a Camaro roof. I just moved it down like this, you know, to make it look like this, you know. Yeah, just have to resize and you have to make it work. It won't work on its own, you know. And once you made it kind of work, you have to still bring the thing home, you know. Like, for example, this, I had to add this to the window trim because there was this huge gap, because I couldn't make the roof work unless I made it narrower, which is fine, but I still had to do it. And I had to like add stuff here to make it work, right? I just had to adapt it, and I don't know how to put that into words. Honestly, I don't know how to answer the question. I honestly don't know how to answer that question. How did you do it? I just fiddle around for a long time. That's it. I mean, it didn't feel like a long time for me because I'm used to it. Just give it a shot. It won't look like this because I have a certain style and others have a different style, and you might have a different style. Maybe you don't even give a crap about 1950s cars. And so you cannot really, you can just, like, how do you do it? You just add stuff. That's all this game is. You add stuff, and you just don't stop adding stuff until it looks good, and then you delete stuff. Yeah, this is one thing that I would like to advise people. Make a thing, and if you hate it, clone it. Delete portions of the thing, and keep going. That's what I did with this car. Like, I cloned this car thousands of times. I cloned it because I wasn't sure what to use as a coupe, you know. I cloned it over and over again, you know, and just compared them and asked others, what should I do? And people told me what to do, but they were all wrong because I'm a narcissist. And so I did it differently than how they told me, but that was still inspiring and helpful, and was only possible thanks to the power of cloning. You need to clone the model, you need to clone the, like here, this is a clone. This looked different before. Like I wasn't happy with how it looked, how the taillights looked, so I just overhauled it. I didn't like the grill anymore, so I overhauled that. And that was before I even got to the side. Like, I just had the front fascia and the back fascia, and I kind of added the BMW roof haphazardly at that time. Like, this is, now I'm at the interior, but this is the second variation. Again, for this there were like tens of variations just for the sedan variation. Sedan and the coupe variation. There we go. And I still did it differently. What's another good example? Did I do a variation for this? I probably, if I did it right, I did. I didn't do anything with this. Oh, somebody told me to make a modern SUV, and I hate it. I'm not gonna do it. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna do it. For this, I didn't do variations. This was I think the first try where I was like, yeah, I knew just that well how it's supposed to look. I think I tried several times with this. You just sometimes have to try again and again. Oh, for this I definitely did try again and again. No, no. There was no question about it. This is a Chevy Nova, you know. Very straight up copied the Chevy Nova. Yeah. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? This is... It gets tough, you know? It gets tough. You have to make decisions. Like, I don't like the roof here. Well, I kind of do, but I also don't. So I start again, and I still don't like it. I still don't like it. What's this? Oh, oh man. What happened to this, by the way? There was like a challenge, and nothing happened. Disappointing. Yeah. I think there's nothing more to say about this. All right. Yeah. I did this because as you can see, the car leans a little bit forwards. So I made the template to make variations of it. I know how to spell. This is on purpose because I have a weird sense of humor. Yeah, so I made the template version so I could have the leaning forwards thing going on, and still be able to make clones of it, because if I want to make a different variation of it, and the car is already leaning forward, all the trim pieces will be out of line. So it's stupid. Yeah. So anywho, that would be about it. I'm off now, and I hope you learned nothing.